Sometimes it's the smallest things that make the biggest difference. Have you ever thought about how one tiny little rule can actually define a whole team's culture? How a single standard can separate the good programs from the truly great ones? Well, let's get into it. Because today we're going to break down a coaching philosophy that's built on just one simple, non-negotiable idea. So this rule, it comes straight out of the Canadian Elite Academy's playbook. And listen, this isn't some friendly suggestion. It is an absolute. The second a player walks into that gym for a tryout, this is one of the very first things they hear. It sets the tone immediately. This court, it's a place for discipline and serious focus. Period. Okay, so you might be thinking, all right, so the coach just likes a tidy court, a real stickler for neatness? Nuh-uh, not even close. This rule, it's like an onion, right? It's got layers. And when you start to peel back those layers, you find a complete blueprint for building elite athletes and championship teams. So let's start peeling. All right, first things first. Before we even talk about skills or drills or mindset, we have to start with the most critical layer of all, player safety. I mean, this is the absolute foundation of the whole thing. It makes sense, right? An athlete can't possibly be at their best if they're worried about getting hurt. And this isn't just some what-if scenario. It is very, very real. One coach shared this story. The worst injury he ever saw was a player landing on a stray ball and breaking his leg, just like that. It's a brutal reminder of the real-world stakes. One forgotten ball, and you're talking about a season-ending, maybe even a career-ending injury. So really, it all boils down to this. Protecting your players has to be priority number one. No exceptions. Everything else we're going to talk about, all the cool mindset and efficiency stuff, it's all built right on top of this one non-negotiable foundation. An unsafe gym, it's just not an option, period. Okay, so once we've got safety locked down, the rules next job kicks in. And that's all about making practice as efficient as humanly possible. Because look, once the court is safe, the real work can start. And in a top-tier program, you better believe not a single second goes to waste. So beyond just safety, how does this actually make a team better, like during practice? Think about a really great practice session you've seen. The tempo is high, right? It's fast, it's energetic. Every single second is valuable. So how does just keeping the floor clean feed into that intensity and actually speed up how fast players get better? Well, it really comes down to three key things. First, the athletes, not the coach, are responsible for shagging balls. The coach isn't there to be the ball boy. There's even a technique called ball on the hip, where a player grabs a stray ball, sprints over, and literally presses it into the coach's hip so they're ready for the next rep. It's all about hustle. Second, you limit the number of balls you use in a drill. That forces players to go get them. And third, and this is a big one, players toss for the drills, not the coaches. And that last point, it leads to this really cool insight about player-led drills. A really smart coach pointed this out. If the coach is the one tossing every single ball, who's getting the most reps? The coach. But if you make the players do the tossing, they're not just standing around waiting for their turn. They're actually working on other skills, learning to judge distance, developing a soft touch, and hustling back and forth. So every single player is getting better, not just the one at the front of the line. Okay, so now we're getting to the real meat of it. We've talked safety, we've talked efficiency, but the no loose balls rule, it's really a tool for building a championship mindset. This is where it gets deep. It's about teaching every single player on that team that they are all connected and they are all responsible for each other. And here's the core idea behind that. When that standard is broken, when someone messes up, the consequence is for the whole team. It's never, ever about calling out or shaming one person. Why? Well, think about it. The entire team benefits when things go right, so the entire team has to be accountable when things go wrong. This builds unity. It doesn't build resentment. So what's the consequence? Often, it's something they call dive lines. But this isn't just punishment for punishment's sake. No way. It does two things. First, it sends a clear message. Your lack of focus just wasted our valuable practice time. And second, the drill itself, diving, is a critical volleyball skill. It reinforces being ready to hit the floor at any moment. See? It's discipline with a purpose. So just picture it for a second. A drill is going full speed, and one player decides, nah, I'm not going to chase that ball. Maybe they're tired, maybe their mind is somewhere else. Doesn't matter. That one tiny decision, it instantly creates a ripple effect. And just like that,
The entire team is on the line. Everyone runs. The whole squad pays the price for that one moment of laziness. That player learns pretty fast that their individual choices impact everybody. And the team learns they can't afford a weak link.
You see, this culture of accountability, it goes way beyond just chasing a ball. It's about building athletes who take ownership of everything. We're talking about bringing your own gear to every single practice, respecting the coaches, respecting the process. It's about putting what the team needs ahead of what you want. And ultimately, it's about accepting responsibility for your actions, both on and off the court. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. What does all this add up to? I mean, a loose ball is just a ball. But the rule about that ball, that's how you build a winning culture. It starts from the ground up with one small, disciplined action repeated over and over and over again.
In the end, the no loose balls rule was never really about having a clean floor. It's a masterclass in teaching respect, personal accountability, intense focus, and real team cohesion. It drills into every single athlete that the little details matter, and that every single second of practice is a chance to improve together.
And that really leaves us with one final question for you. It doesn't matter if you're a coach, an athlete, or heck, a leader in a completely different field. Take a look at your own team, your own environment. What are your small rules? What are the non-negotiable standards you set? Because more often than not, it's those simple rules that say the most about your values and have the biggest impact on building a true culture of excellence.